So over the past few weeks, I've been playing Yoshi's Crafted World along with Eli, whose review you're about to be hearing. I've already given my thoughts on the game, basically my impressions, and nothing has changed. I had a lot of fun with this game. I think it's definitely worth picking up, and you're getting more bang for your buck than you might realize. Yes, the game is pretty simple if you're just mainlining the whole thing. However, if you're attempting to get all the collectibles and running both backwards and forward through the levels, then you're gonna get a pretty big challenge. So the challenge is there for people who are interested in that. Without further ado though, let's jump on into Eli's review. Back from the world of wool, Yoshi is now among an environment of crafts. Surrounded by buttons, bottle caps, and a plethora of other items, the green, or whatever color you choose, dinosaur takes on a creative quest to save the world in Yoshi's Crafted World. The developer Goodfeel did an excellent job here. Each level has an insane amount of creativity. I mean, you would think the developers literally went to the craft store and played around with different objects for days, and as a result, the levels are wonderful to see, and you never know what sort of craft you'll see next, and that keeps the game exciting. While the art style is innovative, it isn't just a gimmick to sell the game. The level design itself is superb, and levels have multiple layers to move around in. Moreover, at any time you can use Yoshi's eggs to hit bonus items in the background and foreground. Sometimes these hits will yield collectibles and help you progress in the game. Other times you might just get a few coins, but regardless, Nintendo made the most of the world, fitting in as much as they could in each level. The addition of folded boxes and magnets add another layer of depth that previous Yoshi games have been missing. There are numerous things to find in each environment. While the levels themselves are a decent challenge in their own right, finding everything in each level ups the ante. There are a few especially challenging levels that become available after beating the final boss, and the collectibles in these levels will give even the most hardcore Nintendo fans a decent run for their money. In a way, this challenge is thanks to the game's inclusion of the mellow mode. When playing in this mode, Yoshi gets wings and the game becomes substantially easier to play. And I believe because this mode exists, the developer likely felt free to make more difficult levels. They knew that more casual players would switch it into easy mode if necessary, so they did not shy away from making the game a decent challenge. A main complaint I have is with the costumes. Throughout the game, Yoshi can be equipped with various outfits to improve his health. Unfortunately, a lot of these costumes are rather shallow and many look strange in action. However, one defining feature in Yoshi's Crafted World is the B-side that comes with every single level. After completing a level, players can go backwards through and find all 3 Poochie pups within a time limit. And while the pups themselves aren't very difficult to find, going through each level backwards feels familiar but fresh. These levels added several hours of gameplay to an already meaty platformer. It makes you wonder, why don't more games do this? If developers could simply flip a level around and maintain fun while giving players a different objective, it seems like more games could add the optional content by taking this route. Unfortunately, the bosses aren't on par with the rest of the experience. A vast majority of the bosses are pushovers. They are not that deep, and virtually all of them can be put away within minutes without dying. The one exception is the final boss. It's the only challenge of all of the bosses. The music can also be nuanced at times. It fits the style well, but at times the flute recorder can be overbearing. I kept thinking back to the SNL skit where they kept demanding more cowbell. Instead, it seems like Nintendo's composer kept demanding more recorder, and it started to get a little old. As a whole, Yoshi's Crafted World is an excellent platformer worth picking up for any Switch owner. It's a beefy experience with lots of levels to beat and items to explore. The art style is unique and the levels are innovative. While the bosses and music aren't perfect, they do little to detract from the overall experience. Yoshi's Crafted World is well worth playing with friends or alone.